I've lived in Willow Creek Estates for over 35 years. In that time, I've seen kids grow up, neighbors come and go, and the seasons paint the streets in every shade imaginable. But nothing prepared me for the day the Homeowners Association decided to take matters into their own hands, literally by chainsawing down the trees in my backyard without a single word to me. I have always taken pride in my yard. It wasn't just grass and the flowers, it was a sanctuary. 3 mature maple trees lined the back fence, providing shade, privacy, and the habit of history. One of those trees had been planted by my father when he was a boy, making it almost 50 years old. My late wife used to sit under them every morning with her coffee, listening to the wind in the leaves. Those trees were part of our life, and suddenly, they were gone. It started like any other Tuesday morning. He was sipping tea, reading the newspaper, when he heard the familiar roar of a chainsaw. At first, he thought maybe a neighbor was trimming a branch. But as I stepped onto the porch, my heart sank. 3 massive trees, my trees, were mid-fall, and the 2 men in safety gear were standing over stumps he had grown to love. Before he could even yell, a clipboard-wielding high representative appeared. "Sorry, Mr. Anderson," he sighed with a smile that didn't reach his eyes. "These trees were deemed a hazard, and the board voted to remove them." "We followed protocol." "Protocol?" he asked, my voice shaking. "You didn't notify me. You didn't even knock on the door. These are my trees." He shrugged. "Board decision is final." And with that, he walked away, leaving me staring at the devastation. He spent the next few days in disbelief. He called my neighbors. Some shook their heads, others offered sympathetic glances. He contacted the town to check if any permits had been pulled. There were none. He had never felt so powerless. Then it hit me. Just because N had things that has authority doesn't mean it can destroy decades of property and the personal history without consequence. He decided to fight back. He gathered everything, old photos of the trees, receipts from landscaping work, expert appraisals showing their value, and even records proving one tree had been part of a certified heritage planting program. He also consulted an attorney who specialized in property disputes. She was confident that this was a clear case of illegal property destruction. When we filed the lawsuit, he wasn't expecting much. How battles are notorious for dragging on. But this case was different. From the moment we stepped into the courtroom, the judge seemed genuinely stunned. He asked the HOA's counsel to explain why they had chainsawed mature trees without the homeowner's consent. The board representatives squirmed. They tried to justify it by citing safety concerns, but could provide no more evidence, no more arborist report, nothing. The judge leaned back in his chair, shaking his head. "You destroyed private property because you felt like it. That is not how the law works." He even chuckled lightly when one of them mumbled something about board discretion. We presented the photographs, the expert appraisals, and the heritage designation. The value of the trees alone was significant, but the sentimental value was immeasurable. The judge listened, asked questions, and nodded knowingly. I could feel the tension in the courtroom shift. After what felt like hours but was really just a morning, the judge ruled in my favor. The HOA was ordered to pay for the tree's appraised value, compensate for landscaping, and cover my legal fees. He also admonished the board for ignoring homeowner rights and failing to follow proper notification procedures. It was one of the most satisfying moments of my life, and yes, you won't lie, the board members left with their tails between their legs, and the courtroom chuckled along with the judge. He didn't stop, sir. He planted 3 new maples in the same spots. They are saplings now, but in time, they will grow to provide shade, memories, and history once more. Each morning, when you water them, you think about standing up, not just for me, but for every homeowner who might be intimidated by an overreaching HOA. The lesson is clear: no more organization, no more board, no more group of people has the right to trample over decades of personal history. You have to know your rights, gather your evidence, and be willing to fight for what matters. It's not about revenge. It's about justice, respect, and protecting the things that make a house a home. If you've ever had an HOA or any authority overstep its bounds, this story is proof that you can stand your ground. You can win, and sometimes, the judge will even laugh at those who thought they were untouchable. If you enjoyed this story and you want more real-life accounts of standing up to unfair HOA rules, property battles, and true homeowner victories. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. There are plenty more stories coming, and I'd love for you to be part of the journey.